Ladies and gentlemen, it has been too long since I've read this series. About 2 weeks. I decided to take some time off because of the fact that the chapters are pretty short, and if I really want to be able to discuss them, okay, I feel like I'm fighting with the music, and I am. Okay, so yeah, so I felt like if I wanted to discuss it, I would have to give it some more time. So that's why I took 2 weeks off. All right. Let us begin with chapter 33, Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. And I'm really excited to see, first of all, hold up, let's talk about this form in the background. A fusion? Something about that reminds me of Digimon, bro. Oh, fuck. I don't know what part, what even like the name of any the characters are in Digimon, but I know I've seen some shit like that before, bro. I think it's a really cool fusion, and given the green eyes, I think that's a nice little hint, you know. So moving on, that voice. Yeah, last part, he had interrupted the fight with the demon. Jack Joe, Nehan, we need to have a talk, Mr. Tsurugi. Oh, this is in a flashback when the both of them had went to Tsurugi for help. Stepping back in time a few weeks. How to fight. Okay, so basically saying, please teach us how to fight. I forgot, I've been reading webtoons lately, so I'm reading it left to right, but it needs to be right to left. No. Huh? Yeah, Exorcist with the gates of hell. Sakaki should be the one to teach you. And if you won't, then you should give up. That aside, why of all people are you asking me? I'm the one who tried to exorcise you. And they both screamed, that's exactly why. Huh? We thought you'd agree since you've seen Jack Joe's power firsthand. Yeah, remember how strong I was? If I lose control again, then you can exorcise me. It almost looks like he's amused. What a strange thing to say. That's funny. And after you tried so desperately to cling to life, and you consent to this as well? It's suicidal for a simple high schooler to stand against a black parade. But it's what I want. Kiyoshi saved a life, and that should have been, Kiyoshi saved a life that should have been taken by, by you once already. That was a weird way to phrase it, but okay. And the two of us owe him everything for that. Let me zoom in a little bit more, actually. Because I can. All right, where were we? Oh shit, okay. He's our friend, and we want to help him. I can't just sit around doing nothing. He's my best friend. And he sighs. It's no use trying to stop them. So, I get to exercise you if you lose control. Fine. I've just been hoping to deal with you anyways. Let's not waste any time. Jack Joe, enter Nehan Senzugawa's shadow. What? Make it quick or I'm leaving. Yes, sir, right away. He's not even explaining how. Okay, so he steps into his shadow and he enters. What? All right. Hold up, Mr. Hijiri. So he interrupts. The art of exorcist employment is simple enough. When the familiar enters the exorcist's shadow, the shape of their combat style is naturally determined. He unleash its full power through the human is contracted to. There's no way to avoid the kid having to fight. He at least seems ready to do what he'll have to do. In that form, your abilities will adapt to your body as a matter of course. Familiarize yourself with it before the Black Parade begins, and if you do, you might be able to put up something of a fight. Wait, what is this? Some kind of Halloween costume? I like it. It's simple. It kind of looks a little bit like silly, but I'm not mad at it. I wish the white kind of extended further down, but hey, that's fine. I think what makes it so silly is just the big ass feet in comparison to the skinny long ass legs and a short ass torso, you know? It's like his hand takes up damn near his whole fucking chest, bro. But, you know, hey, whatever. But that's just an art style. That's the only reason I find it silly. I actually like the design otherwise, like it feels proportional or whatever. So Tsurugi says, right, Nehan Sanzugawa is really just a high schooler. I've changed my mind. I'll spar with you a little. Huh? Thank you so much. And now we come back to present time where Nehan interrupted the fight. Hold up, what are you two doing here? Thanks for saving me, but this is dangerous. I think you're confused. What? Nehan? Jack, Joe, who are they? For the love of, even if you change your voice, I can still tell it's you. I thought they really grew like a different consciousness, but I guess it's they're just acting. Hurry up and get out of here. But they're interrupted by that demon. I forgot his name. Either way though, Nehan says, all right, we'll talk later, Misaraki. Misakari. You just said Misakari? To be meeting again under these circumstances. It might have been 10 years ago, but still, it feels just like yesterday. To think you're really here on the surface. I've missed you, Jack Joe. What? To be reunited with my old friend and rival, the one who pushed me to reach even greater heights. This guy knows you, JJ? Looks like it. It seems like you've lost your memories. How annoying. Oh, he's gonna try to kill the kid. All right, so he goes in, attacks him. They jump, they dip. All right, after I devoted myself so diligently to training that I might surpass you, to see you reduced to nothing but a human's lapdog, inexcusable. I'll end your miserable existence myself. Wicked force. Oh, he just pushed him back. Oh, okay. I wonder if that was air or energy. So they try to reach for him. Oh, that's cool. His arms like extend out. Too slow. They miss him. He jumps and he's about to get him with a trident. Oh, they have a trident of their own? Or did they turn their arm into a trident? Did I forget they were holding a trident before? Hold on, were they always holding that? Oh, I guess they were. It just wasn't very, like it wasn't super clear. Give me 1 second, y'all, hold on. All right, I'm back. So, where do we, what happened here? Okay. So, boom, he jumped up, he tried to hit him with the trident, and then he basically lands on his head, crushes him to the ground. I would never call this a duel. It's just a beating. This weakness is nothing like the old you. Bro hops out from under his foot, jumps onto the light pole. He's scared, he's shook. I'm not interested in the old me. What matters is the current me, the one who works part-time at the gates of hell. And Nehan, and is Nehan and Kiyoshi's friend. You would cast aside all of your tremendous power for such worthless things? I don't need tremendous power. The only power I need is a power to protect everyone. Aww, a demon saying that is pretty sweet. I see you've made yourself clear. I don't want to hear any more of this dribble from you. Find your peace in death. He goes to attack 6 infernal spears of war. Oof. And they all land too. We're the first? Correct. You're the first ones I've ever allowed to escape an exorcism. Wow. I dealt quite a blow to my pride. But perhaps it was simply fate. I respect the courage you showed in coming to me. That's why I taught you how to fight. The two of you better not die. So they reach out. Oh, so he gets extra arms. That's fire. That's useful. Okay. One last thing. The power of Exorcist employment stems from the strength of the demon and Exorcist skill. What is his strength? It's like the old JJ. No, it's even greater. What? I'm not cut out, but bond. I feel like that strength came to them a little too easy. Way too easy. Way too easy given the fact that we didn't even see them fucking train, bro. And this happened again, bro. This literally happened with Kiyoshi a couple episodes, chapters ago, bro. He had a training arc and he had a power up, and it's like, show it. If these characters are gonna power up so much, you gotta show it, my boy. Because all of a sudden, this kid who just fused with the demon can output more damage than the demon used to be, like when he was at full power. And it's like, bro, the dude doesn't even remember his old skill set, so suddenly he's stronger. Whatever, bro. I like the series. It's just something's just, I don't know, man. You're pissing me off. All right, so let us find what the fuck is going on, dude. Page is tweaking. All right, 34. Okay, so He lands the hit, stabs him, and then pushes him back into a couple buildings. I hope everybody evacuated. Who on earth is this guy? Don't worry, they're friends. Those two are exorcists with the gates of hell. Nehan, Jack Joe, you two are so amazing. Mr. Kari, we actually beat. Is that really the best you can do? Okay. So he stomps, they dodge. I'm disappointed, Jack Joe. You're boring me. This time we ended this. Damn. Spiritual pressure going crazy. Everything's breaking around him, so he was still holding back. And he changes into a different form, or at least seemingly so, because he's back to normal. Maybe it was just the lighting. And goes in with mad different blades. First of all, where the fuck did you get these weapons from? I like that they all have similar abilities. Like he's also pulling out a lot of arms and shit like that. So maybe Jack Joe and this demon really were friends. Farewell, friend. He goes in, and I think Akari blocks. Was that Akari? No, that was a little girl. That's really an old lady. You're still here? I never did know when to give up. All right, Wicked Storm. He pierces the ground and everybody gets hit. It's like, I guess like in some electrical current. What's the matter, Jack Joe? Is that all you've got? Weren't you supposed to protect them? How laughable. No wonder you're so weak. How else could a soft-hearted demon lord who longed for human friends end up? That's right. You were quite the odd one, Jack Joe. You never fed on human souls. You didn't care for dominion, but your strength was the real deal. You established yourself as a fifth demon lord through power alone. I admired you, and so I sought to surpass your rank through nothing but my own power as well. But one day you, hey, Yokorobaku. Have you heard of this thing they've got in the human world called manga? Manga? Is it strong? No, but it's hilarious. They've got other fun stuff too, like karaoke and bowling. What could possibly be more enjoyable than a duel to the death? Not all about strength for humans, bro. They value tons of different things. Honestly, I'm really jealous of them. I want to try living in the human world and making friends. A demon lord shouldn't spout such idiocies. Besides, I'm your friend. But you always trying to kill me though. What kind of friendship? 10 years ago, you vanished. To avoid being detected by exorcists and demons alike, you reduce yourself to your weakest form. What a joke. This is all that came of you throwing your power away? The truth is, I'd always worried about what kind of demon I used to be. I wasn't an evil demon lord. The nicer everyone was, the more scared I got. What if the past me had been some kind of ruthless demon king? And when my memories returned, I ended up hurting everyone around. What you mean? Oh, he's saying in a weird tense. Basically, he's saying like I'm worried about like when my memories came back, I'd hurt everyone. What if I couldn't stay friends with Kiyoshi and Nehan? Jack Joe, every once in a while I think about what I would do if Jack Joe got his memories back and ended up attacking everyone. I wouldn't be able to do anything on my own. Also, I feel so bad since you saved him. It's not impossible that he was an evil demon lord. In fact, the odds are way higher than that he was. Worst case scenario, I might have to exorcise him. I know. But my exorcist instincts are saying, the heck, man, that doesn't sound very exorcisty. Yeah, but I think you're right. Come on, you were worried about something stupid like that. Well, oh, and they say it's all the rude to call it. It's rude to call it stupid. Well, that's all the more reason we can't just drop dead somewhere like this. Yeah, I've got no doubts anymore. I've been afraid of what would happen if I lost control, but starting now, I'm going all out. What is this pressure? He swings forward, grabs a light pole because he dodged it, and then I guess, ooh, okay, so he pulls himself towards the light pole, swinging the trident at him, slashes the other demon, and I guess he used one of his other arms to just smack him away. God damn, having them extra arms are really useful. How he gave up his power, this won't do. I won't abide a power born for the sake of others. Giovanni, what's good, bro? Welcome, welcome. only thing I can do is trust the power one hones for themselves. Die 6 infernal spears of war. And he attacks him and he does land a hit. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Hope everything's been going good for you. So then, all right, he actually lands the hit on him, but he's charging some kind of Kamehameha with the trident. People are at their best when they're fighting for others. And I think he's about to shoot. This is a cool fucking pose, I'll say that. Yeah, I just took a little break to kind of just recoup. You know, I've been streaming a lot, but I'm back for now though. And he sends this blast out. Oof, tears a fucking hole in the other demon, I say that. They fall asleep in the middle of the battlefield, and I guess we'll see where it goes from there. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna put the video on like, you know, we're still gonna be here, but we're gonna be on pause for about 3 minutes or so while I switch to Discord, and we're gonna discuss the last 2 chapters. So far, I already talked about one of my talking points. I think these training sessions have to be slower, but I'll rant about it more in a couple minutes. All right, Giovanni, have a good night, man. Peace and safety. All right, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes, all right? All right. Boom. Okay, we should be good. Can you say something, Bomb? No, okay. We're not picking up your voice. All right, say something now.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's happening. I bet. So, let me also put this down a little bit. I bet. So, what are your thoughts on the chapter overall, my guy?
Well, so let's just start off with chapter, what was it?
33?
33. That chapter was, I think the action, first of all, the action for both chapters, great. I think we already talked about it in pre-production, but how fast, or I won't even say necessarily how fast these characters get strong, but maybe more like the, abridging of the training.
Yeah.
Is getting like for example, when he's training with Siguri, is that Cross Paladin's name? I always forget the names. Excuse me.
Close. Suguri. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. The training was simple enough. He said, "Yo, just enter his shadow." Boom. Okay. He enters his shadow. So I guess from there, it's just a matter of, all right, how long can y'all hold that form? And that's really the real training right there.
Yeah.
How long can y'all hold yourselves together like that? So I was like, all right. So if it's simple enough that way, then the difficult part would be basically like, all right, you can lift your arms in the air with this heavy weight, but how long can you hold it like that before, you have to relax and be like, all right, I need a break.
Yeah.
In terms of the power creep and him fighting a demon lord, I think it kind of makes sense. Or the way it was set up, it had to be so he could at least be on par with one. Otherwise, it wouldn't, for him to get, be able to be relevant in the fight. It wouldn't make sense for him to like get that form and then he show up to the fight and then get his ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of did happen initially. But, the power of the Nakama, the power of the friend.
My friend. Yeah.
And this is not the worst case I've seen.
Yeah.
But the power of the friend helps them to persevere. And truth be told, as much as we make fun of this trope, it's some real things. When people, daughters and sons and families on the line, you can pull out reserves that you didn't even know that you had.
Yeah.
As far as him winning this fight or seemingly winning this fight, I don't think he's won this fight at all. I think he thinks that he's gonna win. I think Jack Joe plus Nehan's combo is gonna be made to look good. The Hell Demon Lord is gonna get up. He's gonna gain advantage. They're not gonna be able to hold him off for long. Maybe somebody else shows up. What have you? Who shows up? I don't know.
There's so many people on the battlefield. It could be anybody.
Yes, it really could be anybody. One thing I'll say is that the backstory, and I'm just abridging everything as I remember it. Jack Jill's backstory is hilarious. He wasn't an evil demon lord. It was just, you're like, yo, bro, you ever heard of this thing called manga?
Yeah.
And homie's like, what? Wait, is it strong? It's very Toriyama-esque in terms of a joke.
Yeah.
And it being very, I wasn't expecting that, I'll say. And I think that could be off-putting to some people, because it could be like, we're trying to be serious right here, and look at y'all not being serious. And so, I feel like the tone shift could jar some people, but I took the comedy in stride. It was funny that basically he was like, the humans do other things besides, value and strength. There's a lot more aspects to life than value and strength. There's other pleasures.
Speaking of
And
that,
that's
one of the things
that we got a box.
one of the things that really made me laugh was when he was like, "Yo, bro, but I'm your friend." He's like, "Yo, bro, you always trying to kill me." He's like, "Oh yeah." Like that's just so normal to them that he didn't even think about it like that. I think that's funny, man. So like, thankfully I took notes this time, so I'm not gonna be forgetting. But with
Okay,
I think overall, go ahead. Oh yeah. No.
I do appreciate his sentiment though, with his initial approaching of Saguri, which is basically, I understand that Kiyoshi is mad strong, but I don't want to sit on the sidelines and do nothing. I want to be of some help.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally get that feeling of, all right, that's cool, you got it, but if I could help take the load off, because there's nothing, that's not necessarily the best feeling in the world to feel like you being a freeloader.
Yeah.
And I guess that's how he was feeling, but in Kiyoshi's mind, he's like, nah, I'm just looking out for y'all. This is not something for y'all to, feel necessarily that y'all need to apologize for. Like, I'm sure if he had that conversation, it would go some way like that.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I really do appreciate, like, nah, we're not gonna just sit on the sidelines. We're gonna pull up and help that the best way that we can. And it turned out for the best. Now I'm done.
I do appreciate that. And isn't this kid the same age as Kiyoshi? He's treated like he's younger, and he looks like he's younger. But aren't they in the same class? Like,
yeah, they more or less in the same class. And then also, well, to be fair, Kiyoshi has all the hallmarks that would make someone look older. Just because of how society is in terms of having tattoos, and Kiyoshi has how many piercings?
OD
on his face.
He was about to have 666 on his back if it wasn't for a dumbass mistake.
I know. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But he does have an appearance that, he has ironically, the delinquent's appearance, and, but he's an exorcist, so he's not really a delinquent. So that's a nice, contrast. But either way, sorry.
No, it's fine. So I think, the theme of like, let me just start over. I think before I go on this long rant, that the main shit I'm going to talk about is that I feel like this show feels like an advertisement for morality, and that's nice. That's often what these shows are about, but it feels a bit too obvious. And like, there's nothing wrong with short training sessions, right? There's nothing wrong with power creeps. There's nothing wrong with all these things, but when they're all added into one thing and it ends with my friends, it just seems like you started with the point, which as you should, when you're writing, you start with the theme, but you didn't add a lot of fat onto it. You wanted to just get to the point of like, hey, fighting for your friends is great. You know what I'm saying? So you're not necessarily, hold up, whoa, what happened? The music just paused. That was great. Scary. But I don't know, it feels like a food that's not super filling, but it should be. And I think I boiled it down to all those but I think I boiled it down to all those different elements where it's like you're cutting corners in too many places, and you're delivering a message that's true but cheesy, and if not handled right, it'll just go over people's heads. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we should have seen them struggle a little bit more so that this urn could be won. Fine, if you don't want to do that, right? Because like you said, right, it's like they're not about to come into this battle and lose against this demon lord. They just can't. Like, this is not somewhere where you can afford to really lose. You're gonna die, right? It's a whole black parade going on, demons breaking loose. So just thematically, you're not gonna come here and just lose. You have to at least match it. I get what you're saying, but they could have done it so many ways, and they could have jumped him, and they kind of did jump him, but they could have officially jumped him, right? None of them necessarily are as strong as him, but together they beating his ass. that could have been another way of friendship, you know, blossoming and all of that. I just think it's some things just come too easy to these characters, and I know that they work for it. We just don't see them work for it, so it robs us of that. Like, I don't know. Because I can easily see people just like, all right, whatever, dude. I've seen this in Naruto, like the same kind of themes. So I don't want to be too harsh, but yo, don't, like, if the writer is here, and I doubt they would even watch this, but like, yo, like, don't be afraid to take your time with some of this shit. But then again, your editors might be like, yo, speed it up. I don't know, but if it feels too rushed, it feels like you got something great here, and if you just showed us a little bit of the background shit, it'd be more filling. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that, how do I put it? I feel like even it did come easy, but in this particular case, it seemed like the method in of itself was easy enough. It's just a matter, like I said, of how long can you hold this weight. Like, it's easy enough to lift the weight above your head. If you lift them, for example, 20 pounds above your head, that's an easy enough way to get very strong, potentially, right? But how long? But what if I tell you hold it there for 5 minutes? You're gonna be like, wait, whoa. Hold my arms up in the air, the 20-pound weight for 5 minutes. Yeah. The initial method is easy, but how long can you keep that up? And that's what I'm feeling the Jack Joe combination is, because Kiyoshi says, yo, just enter his shadow. I was like, oh. Even when I initially read that, I was like, oh, okay, simple enough. All right, he takes on the form, which, going into the form, the design is fire. I think it's a nice combination. As a matter of fact, to a certain extent, it feels like, how, you know what a good comparison for this power up would be? If this power up was like when Ichigo used the mask initially against Remjao. Yeah. And he was like, all right, what do you say? I got 7 seconds. Yo, that's wild that he only had 7 seconds, first of all. Yeah. Or however, it was a very short amount of time. Maybe it could have been handled that way, and it'd be better.
Yeah, like some limitation, but something else that is like, okay, so you said that the form was easy, right? But the whole reason they went to Dude was to learn how to fight. And you know, there's a little skip. We see them heaving, we see them a little battered up. So there's the implication that it wasn't just as simple as fusing. Now they gotta learn how to fight, and we don't see none of that. Once again, you know.
That's fair enough. That what you're saying makes total sense. And that, like, I don't have anything to say to that per se. I think you're right. We need to see more of that. We need to see that, all right, maybe this is how you use your, I'm sorry, I'll be blanking on terms sometimes, but maybe this is how you use your, I was almost about to call it cursed energy, but that's Jujutsu Kaisen. But you get your precept power.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
What have you. This is how you use your precept power. This is how you manage it. Because funny enough, that's what Kiyoshi had to learn. He has to learn. Yes. It's not that he was just like, of course he's mad powerful. He has, first, I don't even want to get too sidetracked, but that man got mad different techniques. He has pretty much most of the things that he needs already.
Too many.
It's just a matter of, all right, load management, energy management. Because I might be using a lot more fuel than I need to for a given technique.
He's basically end of series Goku learning Ultra Instinct. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes I understand sometimes protagonists are written that way, where they already have most of what they need initially. So the tricky part is usually, all right, how do we get this character to one, get stronger, or two, how do we get, what would be the difficulty in terms of battle, and of course, he's using too much during battle. Think I think something that's going to be very good for this particular arc, or we can even just say this fight. Once this fight is over, maybe we should revisit it and see if some of these talking points changes. Like, excuse me, sorry about that.
That's true, because the fight could extend a lot longer, but I got a feeling that the fight is over. I disagree with you on that. The fight is not over. I think the fight is over. At least part one, he knocked that motherfucker out.
Yeah, he's out on the ground. For sure. But
so you think he's gonna get right back up, but I don't think he's gonna get right back up.
I think it'll be like, you're pretty strong.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. If you've read Shonen and you're listening to this retroactively, like, well, a year, like 2 years later, and you're like, yo, remember, you're gonna get. I can see something like that. 2 years later, you get comments on this like, yo, I love your discussions. It's like, oh shit, I forgot I even said that. But you're strong. But let me show you the power that I've achieved alone. He's on his Jiren. Strength through only relying on yourself. And that was, of course, thematically, is a thing. Strength relying on yourself versus strength of, relying on others. Which, typically you have to sacrifice some level of ego. Because it's like, well, it's just me. I mean, it's not just me. But for him, strength is all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, his individual strength is all that matters. And what could be more thrilling than that? So, we'll see. I think, like I said, I think it'll be interesting to revisit this fight. I think he'll get up coughing up blood or what have you. They just put they all into that last attack. Now they tired. Now who shows up? Because I don't know. I don't know who would show up. That's the thing.
It could be anybody. Well, maybe nobody shows up. Maybe it just might be the three of them against him. Akari, the old lady who's really a little girl with the big ass axe, and then them.
Maybe.
But I don't know, because they have a lot of they have the other, what is it, cross paladin, the girl with the eye patch. Did she have an eye patch, or am I bugging?
He does have an eye patch.
Yeah, so the girl with the eye patch, they have the bald looking dude, I think, and they have a couple other exorcists that we didn't really get to see do much. So we're definitely gonna be in this Black Parade for, no, maybe not a year. A year is crazy, especially with the speed of this series. 6 months at least.
No, I'm thinking maybe this fight could be over. And the only reason why I'm saying that, even I don't think it is, I'll entertain it just off the strength of, if I'm remembering correctly, the amount of demon lords or higher echelon evil guys that we have versus the good guys. It really is definitely outnumbering.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely an outnumbering.
So you think? Wait. So you're saying there's more demons than humans?
Yes. Not only is it more demons than the exorcists, but a lot of the exorcists aren't on the same level as those demon lords.
That's very true.
Like it's pretty much pure luck that they had somebody like Jack, Joe, and Nehan on their side. That could, that's just basically at this point in time, for all intended purposes, another cross paladin.
Basically. But question, didn't Matador's demons just get obliterated though? Like I thought it was really like a handful of them left, only the ones on the hand, no?
But even the ones on the hand is still more than the 3 cross paladins or 4 cross paladins.
Oh, you just counting the cross paladins themselves. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because everybody else would probably, all the other lower level no, I can't say that. Because your boy Sasuke or Sasuke.
Yeah, Sasuke.
Leviathan gun kid.
That's not his name, but he might as well be the Sasuke or the Vegeta. Sosuke.
Oh man, this is terrible.
Sosuke.
I'm blanking on his
Sosuke.
name. Yeah, Sosuke. No
Yeah.
Aizen.
Mhm.
But all right, never mind. I guess it kind of balances out because you know he gonna pull up his OD water gun, the Leviathan gun.
Mhm.
So maybe it's more even than I'm thinking because they could always do some like 2-on-2, 2 versus 1 type of fights too.
And honestly,
which is kind
bro,
of what this is.
I ain't gonna front. Kiyoshi could solo them. If they're all in one room and Kiyoshi's there, he's soloing. But whatever.
I mean, we'll see.
It's not gonna happen like that. It's definitely not gonna happen like that. But I ain't gonna front. The kid is just fucking strong. But you're right. We'll see because we ain't really see them really,
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Suguri's I think I said his name right. Suguru smiling. I think for the first time in the series. That was a smile.
I think I think my seasoned shonen reading brain is not too surprised. It's always the hard ass character that always ends up being a character that has a softer side, and they just being a hard ass because of whatever trauma that they went through.
That's true.
If you look at Aki from I was about to say One Punch Man. I'm wilding. If you look at Aki from Chainsaw Man, initially he was super hard on Denji. Like he did something disrespectful. He took him to an alleyway, punched him in the face. He fell on the trash. He lit up a cigarette, smoked a cigarette through the cigarette on his shirt, then spit on him. I was like,
nah, that was dead crazy, bro.
So like characters like that, even he ended up being like one of Denji's, greatest allies when it came down to it. Like when it really came down to it. And so Suguri doing that, for me it was just a waiting game. Like, all right, when are you gonna soften up on these two characters in particular because you don't like them in particular? And the parameters that they basically gave him is like, yo, every time if Jack Joe turns out to be evil, feel free to exercise him. And I guess he's like, all right, good enough for me, base. For all intended purposes, he's like, all right, good enough for me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like y'all gonna leave me alone, so all right, here you go.
I think it's so interesting
I
that
like him.
Sorry for cutting you off. You were saying?
I do like him smiling. I am a sucker for characters like that, loosening up a little bit. It makes them, feel a little bit more human. Because even in life, it's people like that where, they can be very tough on the outside, and then you get to know them, and it's like, oh, okay. And I've experienced that myself one time. I was like, oh, she seems kind of, standoffish and mean. And then I sat there and had a conversation with her. I was like, oh, she's cool. She's just not the type of person to really be, hey, how you doing? Hey, she's not the type of in your face type. It's just, we talk.
Sometimes it's better not to be.
After that,
Yeah. I think what is it? Oh, I was gonna say something about him, but I forgot. Give me a moment. But I do respect the, like I'm not cool to everybody, but given the conditions that if you step out of line, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? All right, we'll be cool. But him accepting the fact that they survived a fight with him as fate. I think for a person like him who's so control oriented and so like, someone who's not really like about it will be more open, like, oh yeah, that was fate. If you're not really gonna get your hands dirty, of course you're gonna just leave it to whatever, right? But he's someone who will be about it. He will end you. He will do the action. And even he kind of fell back on like, shit, maybe this is just how shit was supposed to be. And I find that so cool. Because like conceding to something bigger than you,
So, it's that level of humbleness, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to humble yourself. And once again, I'm happy that you said it and you articulated what you said in that way, because that is typically what makes these characters, at least for me, interesting. That ability to, like I said, stop being a hard ass and just humble yourself just for a little bit. I'm not saying you gotta, grovel and things of that nature. Don't lose who you are, because you are who you are.
Yeah.
But just don't be so unreasonable as to completely close your ears and your senses off to the world when there's something, in front of you that's of value.
Yeah. Also, because this also reflects on like the thematic fight going between Nehan and the other demon, where it's like power friendship versus like all me. But I think it's like that control factor is the running theme between those two like kind of parallels. But I thought this connected, but it's kind of two separate things. But the next comment I was gonna say was really, what do you think about the whole notion of demons not eating souls and just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just get strong on my own, on my dolly?
I didn't think too much of it. I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really think too much of it. But now that you're bringing it up, it's like, I suppose it is interesting. Because Jack Joe was that demon that was just strong, just off of pure, I guess, however he got strong. Or maybe he was just born that strong.
They were showing training a lot, so my assumption was like he worked for his strength as opposed to trying to take a shortcut.
Assume that he just got that strong. I think it's one of those things, especially with what you call it, with otherworldly being. To them, it might not even make sense. Why would you train in that way? I could just eat a soul. Why would I do just do what's easier, or what have you, or do it's not a level of pride involved in it. It's just, all right, I'm just doing what's gonna make me stronger. It's not all right, I need to get stronger through this method because of this, because I'll feel better about it. There's no pride involved in it. It's just, I'm just getting stronger, and that's all that matters to me. So if they looking at it in that way, which I think, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how a lot of demons did look at it in this particular world, then I get it. Because, once again, no pride involved in getting stronger. It's not a prideful thing. I just want the power. I don't care how I get it. That morality stuff, that's stupid. That's what makes you weak, human. Now, if you do get stronger off of that, that's good for you. I think most demons would say, hey, that's good for you. You did get strong. My hat's off to you. But I'm not doing that. That pink shirt looks good on you, but I'm not gonna wear it.
Yeah.
So
I think though,
I think it's something admirable about it, for sure. But
yeah, I think the difference would be kind of you, because just the hours you need to put in, right, to match somebody who can just take leaps by, okay, let me take this soul, boom, I'm stronger now. You need to put a lot of hours in, and there's a lot of mechanical things you learn in those hours that does come through in that, whether we're talking about martial arts or shit, even something as fantastical as magic, just you spending more time on something. So I think while that perspective is probably how a lot of demons would look at it, that's exactly why they would lose, because it's like the lazy magician, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so it's like they would say that, but I don't think they would be better off for it. But something you brought up though, pride. I guess Jack Joe developing a sense of pride, okay, so in the human realm, right? Pride is usually seen as something negative. But all right, if we're starting from an amoral point, and these beings aren't necessarily prideful, right? And Jack Joe is the first to develop a sense of pride, or one of the first to be like, nah, like fuck that, I'm gonna get my own power. This is gonna be me. Fuck these other souls, me, right? I don't think it didn't necessarily have a negative impact, I would say, because it made him look at other things, right? And it's interesting how he also influenced that other demon to form a sense of self-pride, but that pride went in a different direction, right? Where it's like similar flavors almost, but they're different. Where Jack Joe wanted to seek and expand his world, the sixth form demon wanted to simply isolate his world to himself only. So it's almost like he was seeing something different in Jack Joe that Jack Joe wasn't really trying to be. Although he was being that, like he was being an individual and saying, I'm not going to eat these souls, but it wasn't just to rely on himself. Because the second part to that is, I want to go make friends. And that's when the demon was like, that's stupid. Only the first part of what you said is smart. So even like pride, like, I guess like a good versus bad pride, or like a one, I don't know, maybe it's not good versus bad, but they're different at the very least.
I think one has a more balance to it. You know, everything comes with, you know, and things in life, it's all about, what we hear, moderation. And in one case, somebody just took that and ran with it. And that's how it can go sometimes if you don't temper certain things. I know for sure. But that you could say that there was a lot less moderation when it came to when the other demon lord, when he took to that thought process, where with Jack Joe it's more like you said, I want to make friends, and he's like, that's stupid. So it was more like a well-rounded thing, because he wants to make friends, he's not going to eat souls, but he still wants to maintain his strength. So the way that he has to do that is strength versus, you know, just scarfing down a soul, because that can be scary if you especially want to make friends with a human, which I can understand within a demon's nature-wise, that could be very strange. Yeah, because why the hell would you want to make friends with a demon? I mean, a human. All they are is cattle to us, or what have you. Maybe not necessarily cattle, but they prey. A human is so fragile and weak. Why would you want to make friends with something like that? They can't. The concept can't really be comprehended. So there's definitely some things present in Jack Joe, even from the jump, that sets him apart from the other demons. How he developed this, that was, you know, the Chronicles of Jack Joe before he became.
That would be dope.
He came to the earth. That would be a nice little side story.
That would. That'd be really dope. I would watch that.
And I think it could work as, like, you know, a mini side story, for sure. Or maybe
listening to you made me think of something else, where it's like, I think what the other demon really worshipped in Jack Joe was power, whereas Jack Joe, like, he was powerful not because he was powerful, but because he was trying to grow as a person. So it's like holding up, on one hand, growing as a person, and on the other hand, growing stronger. Whereas, like, you can get stronger by growing as a person just in and of itself, but I think focus on the power, you kind of missing the point of it all.
No, I absolutely agree. If you focus on the power, you will miss the point of it all. And that's what happened, as we could see with I gotta start remembering these characters' names, man.
Same, bro.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. Martial arts outfit demon that they fighting presently in the story.
Martial arts outfit demon? Who?
See, this is why I need to remember the name.
That they fighting currently. Oh, who are you talking about?
The guy that they fighting right now, the one with the martial arts outfit or the karate outfit.
Oh, this is a karate outfit with the 6 eyes, dude? Oh, I didn't know that was a karate outfit. Okay.
He even
Okay.
got
Okay.
on the Chinese shoes.
You right.
Or
You
what the
right.
slippers or what have you.
I'm dumb. You smart. Cause I ain't even peep. But yeah, you right.
I forgot what I was gonna say about him. Don't mind me, guys. Yo,
We were talking
I'm
about
forgetting that this-
growing as a person versus growing stronger, and you was gonna bring them up.
I still don't even remember the point I was gonna make.
It'd be like
Shame.
that. It'd be like that, bro. Well, we neared the end of my notes list. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I'm still enjoying it, but like I don't want to see. I'm trying my best not to judge it too much initially, because I still think this could be 2 more chapters of fighting, maybe 3, 2.5. I don't want to judge it too quickly just yet. I would like to see more back and forth versus, I power up, get a nice couple hits in, you power up, get a nice couple hits in, kind of like more like the Kiyoshi versus what's his name, the last major
Astaroth?
fight that Kiyoshi got in.
What's his name? Astaroth?
Yeah, Astaroth, yes. Where that was the first time where we seen it was like back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get a bit more of that in this fight. Oh, and maybe include the girl.
Akari?
Have her sneaker hidden. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they I half agree with you now, right? I think the fight will continue, but I think we're gonna jump to another fight. I think when we come back, there will be a part 2, but they're gonna have to jump him, or at least I think they should jump him if there is a continuation. I'm just not interested in seeing this kid get so strong without really like putting the work in. You feel me? Like,
and to be fair, at the end of the chapter, they are defused.
yeah.
So
yeah.
it might not be looking too good for them for the time. If this man gets back up.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. We will be back though in 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to do this every 2 chapters, because with 1 chapter, I just feel like not enough happens. So we were
especially at this point.
Yeah. I think we were able to talk about a decent amount of things throughout the 2 chapters, so 2 chapters feels good. So with that, guys, we out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.